So hi everybody from all over America, United States, from Vietnam. I see some leader from Singapore and Russia, even though very short notice. So, but you guys try to jump in. Thank you so much. It's Simon Lay on the way from California. So I and many of you know this project I have global about 15 months, 1 year, 3 months, 4 months ago. And especially say some of us, we have a big team. And also some of the new members joined because of the iHub Meta, Look TV. So anyway, because I called up for the Zoom today in English, because I know many of you from Vietnam. But let's organize the Vietnamese Zoom in another meeting, especially after the July 4th, Independence Days in America. So the reason for today is I really want to update you what we know in the iHub Global, because for the last 1 year, we are not active. But in from the iHub Global, beside the iHub HCM, SMT, they have two more projects, iHub Travel and iHub Meta. So I would like to invite special guest speaker, trainer today, Michael Sturm, on the way from Arizona. He's a very, 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 excellent leader, excellent management team, co-founders, and also the vice presidents of the iHub Global. So thank you so much for being here with us. And I hand over to you, Michael.
Okay, well, hey, everybody. Welcome. It's great to be here. And Simon, it's always a pleasure. Simon, you mentioned that you wanted to talk about the iHub Travel as well as the iHub Loop. Is that true, or we'll do that at another time?
iHub Meta, iHub Loop.
Yes, yeah. That's really what's amazingly exciting right now. So the travel's great. We can talk about that another time, but I wanted to take the time right now. Simon asked me to share with you this new project that we're doing, and we're really just in our beta rollout period right now. We're formally going to go into a pre-launch in the beginning of August. But Simon, if I can share my screen, actually I can. Let me go ahead and share a presentation that I'd like to give you on kind of where we are and why this is such an extraordinary opportunity. It's been about 6 or 7 weeks now that we were introduced to a company called OpenView Media. OpenView Media is a company that has been involved in the I'll just kind of go through a second. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just fix something real quick. I think I've got a slide out of order here. So 1 second. Let me just get this. All right. Now we got it. All right. Let me get and share this again.
Cuối buổi mình sẽ summarize nhanh bằng tiếng Việt cho những anh chị mà không có thay đổi tiếng Anh đó. Nhưng mà buổi tiếng Việt chúng ta sẽ làm buổi khác ạ. Thank you.
Okay, so it's been maybe 6 or 7 weeks now where a company called OpenView Media approached us to talk about a project that they've been working on for some 5 years. Their model is to become the world's largest digital advertising network, operating almost entirely on the blockchain, and they connect advertisers, content producers, and host businesses using a seamless smart contract governed ecosystem. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about that, but what they had been putting together, that they got to the point where were ready to take it to market, was something that led to a strategic alliance with three companies. OpenView Media had been involved for 5 years putting together their blockchain advertising and their own cryptocurrency token to tokenize blockchain advertising. And that token is going to be called OVN for OpenView Network. Now, about a year ago, they connected with a company called Loop TV, which is a 7-year-old publicly traded company here in the U.S. And I'm going to go through the information on Loop TV, but Loop TV is something that has been developing to provide extraordinary content for businesses that have television screens as a way of introducing advertising to businesses by providing them an amazing free content to do it. And we'll cover that as well. And then now it's iHub Meta. iHub Meta is just a vertical division of iHub Global that we put together. It's the same genealogy, everything the same with iHub Global, but it's really to roll out a combination of these three products that we've got. So I want to start off just giving you a little bit more information on OpenView Media and really what this tokenization of the digital advertising world is all about. So let's take a listen to this.
Digital advertising has become the backbone of the internet and Web 2.0, expected to reach industry size of $646 billion by the end of 2024. However, the landscape has largely been dominated by a few centralized corporations that have established an effective monopoly in the industry. OpenView is the world's first IoT device-driven display ad network that effectively redirects the profits and power back into the hands of local businesses and global participants. OpenView, through one of its strategic partners, Loop Media, provides content management physical devices to all qualifying local businesses. Whether it's a restaurant, a medical office, or even a car mechanic, as long as there is a television screen and a regular flow of customers, these devices can be installed onto the screens in under 5 minutes. The OpenView Network, or OVN, devices provide access to licensed content, digital signage, and entertaining media at no cost to the business owner. At the same time, the devices scan the immediate area around the screen to detect actual human presence. All of these decentralized devices connect together into what will become the largest display network in the world. Based on the location, business type, content type, and multiple proprietary variables, the devices display small, non-intrusive ads specifically geared towards the audience of the location. Every time this occurs, the OpenView algorithms mint a reward in the form of OVN tokens. Instead of a large centralized corporation, these rewards instead are distributed to the business owner and participants in the network connected to the business owner. The more screens a location has, the more devices can be deployed, and the more the location can earn in OVN rewards. Advertisers are now able to reach their ideal audience on this massive decentralized commercial network. Due to the nature of this network, the consumer location, intention, and interests are self-evident, making this one of the best forms of advertising possible. At the same time, no private information of the consumer is at any risk. There is no big tech overreach looking at browsing history or trying to uncover interests to target the consumer with intrusive ads. And finally, the hosts that participate in this innovative network can boost their earnings without making any changes to their business practices. All of this is run off OpenView smart contracts on the blockchain in an ecosystem that places the rights and control with the business owner, the advertisers, and the consumers. If you would like to know more about the OpenView blockchain ecosystem and the OVN token, visit openview.media and learn how you can become part of the largest shift in digital advertising this decade. Digital advertising has become the backbone.
Okay, so that's how they came to us. Now, what triggered them coming to iHub is when they were putting together their OVN token, they spent a lot of time studying the Helium model because Helium was really one of the main utility tokens, HNT, that has been brought out in the crypto world to essentially drive a real world business model, not some futuristic white paper where there will be an application down the road, but something that's here and now. And we all know about the Helium network that's out there, but they focused a lot of attention on Helium as a model. And then as a result of that, they became aware of iHub Global, and they came to us to offer us the exclusive direct sales marketing rights for the rolling out of this project. So initially, the OpenView Media focused on creating digitized advertising in the virtual world, in multiplayer games, digital assets, virtual reality assets, the meta universe. And that's still a big area of focus for them. But when they came across Loop Television and saw what Loop TV had to offer to be able to provide something at zero cost to businesses with huge benefits, and the ability to keep track of the number of people in the area that were aware of ads that were running on their screens, they realized that was the best place to begin in the rollout of the token. And so with that in mind, they came to us. So let's talk a little bit about Loop, because it is very, very exciting. As I mentioned, they're a 7-year-old public company. And so let's just listen to this little intro to Loop. You saw a little bit of this on the OVM video, but this gives a really good background on Loop TV.
We at Loop are excited to see venues like restaurants, bars, stores, and services opening up and getting back to full capacity. We realize that recovering from the economic impact of the past year will take some time. And as you get back on your feet, Loop is here to help. Introducing Loop for Business, high-quality TV, music videos, news, sports, entertainment, and digital signage, all delivered through our proprietary Loop player, and all at no cost to you. Loop for Business helps you create an inviting, engaging, and enjoyable environment with content specifically tailored to your business, your customers, and your brand. Loop for Business features the world's largest music video library and is the only entertainment brand licensed to stream music videos directly to out-of-home venues. Select from over 50 professionally hand-curated, brand-focused playlists that help establish and enhance your business's unique environment. Or make your own custom playlist from our library of 150,000 music videos. All music and content can be day-parted and scheduled to change as your customers and customer experience changes throughout the day or from weekday to weekend. Loop for Business also has dozens of non-music channels produced and curated specifically for the out-of-home viewing experience. From visually stunning drone footage to news, movie trailers, pets, nature, sports, and the ultimate collection of viral videos, Loop is a powerful tool that allows you to create an experience that attracts and retains customers. Loop allows you a simple and effective way to promote your business with digital signage. Loop for Business also offers you a solution for internal and employee messaging with our digital background bulletin board. Controlling your player is as simple as logging into our client portal and using our scheduling tool to upload, schedule, and manage playback. All Loop players can be scheduled as a single network or as regional networks or as individual locations, and all controlled via our client portal. And with Loop's remote control app, you can control all your Loop for Business TVs using your mobile phone. Whether you're at a Steve Madden in California, a Marriott in Florida, or a Margaritaville, Loop is there. Loop for Business, the simple solution for in-house music, video, news, sports, and digital signage that enables you to create an image, environment, and customer experience that supports your brand and strengthens your relationship with your customers. And all at no cost to you.
All right, so again, this is a little bit about Loop TV, multi-channel streaming platform, huge library of expertly curated music, entertainment, lifestyle, all licensed for businesses. So right now they've got 250,000 music videos. They've the only company that's got a library they've got from all three of the major record labels that are out there. In addition to that, they've got another 200,000 entertainment videos. So their library is the largest in the world that's been put together with that, and growing. So they have a device. It's a little tiny device. It's 4 inches by 4 inches by a half of an inch. You just put it on the back of a TV. You just Velcro it to the back of the TV. It connects to the TV with an HDMI cable, and it's ready to go. Then you just hook it up to the location's internet through either Ethernet or Wi-Fi, and it will be able to store 8 hours worth of their playlist. So even if their internet connection were to have a problem, they still would have 8 hours of content that they could show on each of the TVs. And each player could be completely programmed differently for each TV if they choose to. And the way they're able to monetize it is they have national advertising that they get, and they advertise these ads in a very, very tasteful way on all the different screens. Approximately every third video, during the course of a video, you see an ad. They don't block your content like a commercial on television would be, or cable television, but the screen just shrinks a little bit. You still hear the music or whatever is playing from your content. You still see the content, but then there's also an ad playing. And if there's normally sound for that ad, it would just show as text on the screen. So how does this help the businesses? Well, it provides them an amazing type of ability to control the environment of their businesses. That's very enjoyable for the customers. It allows the businesses to create unique digital signage so that they can provide all kinds of information for their customers as well as their staff in the business. It drives their monthly revenue. First, they're receiving everything for free. The players are for free. The content is for free. And they're going to be earning as much as 200 of these dollars worth of OVM tokens per screen per month, as long as their players are on for 240 hours during the course of the month. That would be an average of 8 hours a day. If it's less than that, then it would be prorated in terms of how much their OVM would get. If it was only 4 hours a day on the screens on the average, then they would be earning $100 worth of tokens a month instead. And it's totally easy for people to do this. The company provides 24/7 support for everything related to the players, the content, helping them create their signage and everything else. So one thing that they did that was pretty interesting is they wanted to do some case studies. They did several of them. This is one that they did with a restaurant in the U.S. called Applebee's. They were talking with one individual, a franchise owner that owned 10 different Applebee's in Houston, rather in Austin or El Paso, Texas. And what they did is they were focusing on Applebee's Drink of the Month program. Every month, Applebee's comes out with a drink of the month, and what they do typically is they have a couple of their screens that just statically show the drink of the month, but they don't change, so people don't pay much attention to it. And so what they did was they put Loop onto all of their screens, showing all the amazing content, and then approximately every 10 minutes, it would show this one presentation on their drink of the month, that they would do that. And in the process of doing that, it increased their sales 27% across all the stores that, the 10 locations that they did this, because it's entertaining. People are watching the screens. They see the signage come up. It's not obtrusive to them, and they get much better results than just by having a few screens show that and having a little placard on each one of the tables talking about their drink of the month. So it's a very powerful program for the businesses. So it entertains their customers. It helps their businesses thrive. So let's take a look at what this means to a business. So if they've got one player, then that and it's playing the average of 240 hours a month, 8 hours a day, then they would be seeing $200 a month, which would annually be $2,400 just for putting Loop on their television. If they got 2 players, they got 4 players, you can see that the numbers get to be pretty amazing. So from a business owner's point of view, they're taking an expense. They're taking a television screen that typically they have to pay for cable television to show the content on there, and they don't have anywhere near the nice presentation that's happening. Plus, if they're showing cable, the cable's already sharing commercials and things on there, but they're not making any rewards for doing it. We were I was talking to one of my affiliates. He was sitting in a restaurant talking to the owner of the restaurant. They had several screens in their restaurant. It was just cable television that was showing there. And while they were sitting there, there was a Mercedes-Benz commercial playing. The content that was normally on the screen stopped, just like a normal TV. And then there was a Mercedes-Benz commercial, and then it went back to the content before. And the affiliate looked to the owner and said, "How much did you just earn from that Mercedes-Benz commercial?" And the owner shook his head because he didn't make anything from it, right? He had to pay for the content, and the content providers, the cable, was earning the benefits of showing the ads, not him. But with Loop TV, you get the benefit of earning as a result of the ads that are showing on your screens. So we got something that's totally amazing. It's all free relative to everything relative to Loop. The equipment, the shipping, the content, the digital signage, the support, ad production for the company for the business to use for their own customers is all provided free from Loop. So let's talk a little bit about what this means for us as affiliates, being able to go into businesses and talk to about it. Now, this is really designed more as a business-to-business environment. We're not out there talking to just any consumer. We're talking to businesses that qualify. And how do they qualify? They qualify by having a commercial establishment. It can't be in a house. It can't be a home-based business. A commercial establishment that is open to the public. Even a doctor's office that only takes appointments is still open to the public, as long as they've got at least one television screen in an area where the public can see it. Then they're qualified to receive as many Loop players as they want to as the number of screens that are in the location. Now, it doesn't mean that they'll get a player for every screen. It may not be ideal for the way they do their, what they're showing in their location to do that. But that's basically the way it goes. Now, we talked about the host. The businesses are referred to as hosts, that they're getting up to $200 per month per screen in these OVN tokens. Now, the iHub affiliate that refers that business is going to get, in addition to the business getting 200, they're going to get 50% of whatever the business earns. So if a business is earning $200 on a screen because they did the full 240 hours a month, then the affiliate's going to get $100 per month per screen. So let's just think about what that means. Let's say that you go out there and over the course of 6 months, you're out there talking to several businesses and you've got 100 screens that you've set up in your business. Now there's an individual on this call right now that in probably 2 weeks or so, maybe even less, is already set up 92 screens. Well, what does that mean for those 92 screens that he set up in businesses? That would be $9,200. Okay, 92 times 100. Okay, $9,200 that he's going to be earning every month residually for setting up those screens that's on there. Now, there's in addition to that, there's some other benefits. Now, I just want to point out that there's an ongoing one-time cash benefit, not paid in OVN, but in cash, that we also get for every one of those players that gets activated. So it's one thing, to order them. It's another thing to get them installed and turned on. And so in the normal process, which really will begin sometime in the beginning of next year, that will be $30 per screen. So if somebody did 100 screens that got activated, they basically made $3,000 for activating that. And then there's an additional $30 per screen that goes out through the rest of the comp plan. But we're in what we call our pre-liquidity process because this token is just coming out. It'll be coming onto the first major exchange sometime around September or October. And then within 90 days after that first major exchange, then we will go to the normal program. But until then, instead of it being $30, it will be $50 activation fee. So that would If you had 100 screens, that would be $5,000 in cash that you got, plus an additional 500 that will go through the rest of the comp plan. Plus, for the person that referred the screen, additionally $10 a month in cash, while at the same time they're accumulating the OVN token. Now, the OVN token is having a pre-sale of 10 cents a token. So that, what does that mean? That means that if you're accumulating these tokens right now, then you're accumulating 1,000 tokens because it's based on the dollar equivalent. The tokens, number of tokens is based on the exchange rate. So if the person is getting $100 per screen per month, or the business is getting $200 a screen per month, the business would be accumulating 2,000 tokens. Now, once it comes out on the initial exchange, they're anticipating it being about 35 cents. So once that happens, it'll go from 2,000 tokens for businesses and 1,000 tokens for the referrer to 3.5 times less, because it's 35 cents per token. So just as an example, at $200 divided by 35 cents, that would be 571 tokens. But you can see that by getting involved this early in the process, the businesses and the people, the iHub affiliates involved in this, that basically are right here, right now, already in process. People are already generating players, orders, and as soon as those players are hooked up, they'll be generating tokens. We'll be able to accumulate tokens at this incredible price. Now, this to us would be as if we had gotten involved in Helium before they started shipping their first units. Now, we got involved, we meaning iHub Global, myself included, got involved in Helium. Really, it was almost 2 years after they started shipping units that we were able to get our devices. And in the very beginning stages, people were earning thousands of tokens, where by the time we got involved, it was hundreds of tokens a month. And right now, those same units that we started with are now earning about 10 tokens a month. Of course, the value of the tokens increased, but nonetheless, if we had been accumulating tokens all along and holding on to it, the value of being able to exchange it would have been astronomical. And that's the opportunity that we're at right now. And that's the reason that Simon is reaching out, not just to people in the organization in the United States, but also to people anywhere else around the world that happens to know people in the United States, because the businesses themselves for now can only be in the US. But if you're in Vietnam or Singapore or Russia and you know people that own their own business in the US, you can refer those businesses and be getting these $100 per screen per month. Or if you don't know people that have businesses directly, but you know people in the United States that are in the business to business arena, where they could start talking to businesses and getting screens connected to them, then you have the ability of earning on that. And the way that works in our compensation plan, we already talked about this portion here, the $100 per referral, but there's $20, 10% of whatever is earned also goes to the person that enrolled this person who's referring the screen. So let's just use an example. Let's say you're sitting in Singapore right now. You know somebody in the United States that you have, maybe they're already an iHub affiliate, or maybe they didn't join iHub, but you know they would be a really good prospect for this. You enroll them. They go out there, they start talking to people that have their own screens. And as they start getting their screens, they're going to be earning this $100 worth of OVN per month per screen. You, in referring that individual, are going to be earning $20 of OVM tokens per month per screen, which is a tremendous thing. So if this person here had 100 screens and you're the person that referred them, they're getting $10,000 a month. You would be getting $2,000 a month off of that one individual. And then in addition to that, we have our bronze, silver, and gold codes, the same way that we have them currently in iHub. If you've been developing and starting to build out your coded teams, then on top of these, you could be also receiving these as well. So it's actually possible for an affiliate to be earning as much as $160 per screen for the screens that they've referred themselves. If they're the referrer of the individual, it's possible for them to be earning $80 a month if they're getting all four of these for the screens that are in place there. So I just kind of give you just a little bit of a taste of the comp plan up through just developing bronze, and then we'll go ahead and take questions. And there's a few questions that are already in place that Simon wanted me to share with you. So let's just give an example. Let's say that Paul's sitting in Vietnam right now, okay? And Paul has sponsored Rick, Tony, Steve, Barbara, Betty, and from Vietnam. These people are in the United States, and they go ahead and they bring in a business. Each one brings in one business that has 3 screens. Well, Rick is going to earn basically $300 a month because of this business having 3 screens. Same with Tony, Steve, Barbara, Betty. They're all getting $300 a month off of just bringing in one business with 3 screens. Now, Paul enrolled those 5 people. So he's getting $20 per screen per month, and he's going to be doing that. And so that's going to be giving him a total of 5 times 60 or $300 a month for doing that. Now, let's say Paul brings in another individual, and he brings in Judy, and Judy now begins his first coded bronze team. Okay. Judy brought in a business. She's still going to be getting $300 per screen. But now, in addition to the referral bonus that Paul's earning, he's also picking up the $20 bronze code. So just on Judy alone, he's getting 3 times $20 as the referrer of Judy, and 3 times 20 for getting the bronze code on Judy for $120 just off of what Judy's earning. Now, just one other example. Let's say Paul were to bring in Ted. Ted didn't bring in any businesses, but Ted brought in Tina, who went ahead and brought in a business. So Tina's going to get $300 for the 3 screens that business is having per month. Ted, for enrolling Tina, is going to pick up that enroller bonus and get $20 per screen per month. But because this is happening, that this business is on Paul's bronze team, he's going to pick up the $20 per screen bronze code on that. And this happens in our program. The bronze codes go down indefinitely to infinity for all the people that are part of his bronze team. So a lot of things going on there. I know it's a lot of information. I just wanted to give you a taste of it. But what I wanted to do right now is answer a few questions. I'm going to go ahead and, Simon, if you want to ask a few questions, but let me go and just grab the questions that you asked me. I have it in my printer. Give me a second to grab it.
Vâng, trong khi mà mấy ông Michael ông chuẩn bị những câu hỏi câu trả lời đó. So if you have any question, just write down or open the mic to ask after that.
Well, Simon, you wanted to just take a few minutes and just do sort of a summary of what we just showed for people in Vietnamese, I guess. So why don't you go ahead and do that?
Okay, cảm ơn. Thank you, Michael. Bữa Zoom hôm nay đó chị là tại vì 100% bằng tiếng Anh, nhưng mà Simon cũng muốn chia sẻ nhanh như thế này. Thứ nhất á, là iHub họ đưa ra một dòng sản phẩm mới, bởi vì OVN với lại Loop TV á, hai cái tập đoàn, hai công ty đó, một công ty là Public, nó có chuyên quảng cáo Loop TV, và cái OVN OpenView á, tức là công ty chuyên về blockchain của cái advertising về quảng cáo. Hai công ty đó gặp iHub, bởi vì iHub có mạng lưới 1 triệu mấy thành viên rồi, thì trên đâu đó khoảng gần 2 tháng anh chị, thì họ đã đàm phán, họ làm việc và quyết định là partner với nhau đưa sản phẩm này vô. Tại sao giới thiệu với anh chị em? Bởi vì á, cái dòng sản phẩm này mình được biết á, thứ nhất là cái thiết bị á, cái thiết bị mà ship đến cho mọi người đều miễn phí hết, cái device ship đến miễn phí hết, và cái thiết bị nó không phụ thuộc vào con chip. Nó sẽ, tại vì trước đây iHub á, thì nó bị phụ thuộc vào sản xuất của con chip, còn cái này á, cái bot nhỏ của họ đó nó không phụ thuộc, nên có nghĩa là đâu đó khoảng 2 tuần lễ là người ta có thể nhận được cái bot này gắn trên cái TV của cửa hàng tiệm của họ. Ai đó giới thiệu trực tiếp doanh nghiệp ở Mỹ gắn TV sẽ được hoa hồng nhiều hơn. Ai đó qua người bạn, qua người bạn, qua người bạn để giới thiệu cái người ở Mỹ thì vẫn có cái chính sách trả thưởng nó vẫn được áp dụng vô. Đó thì cái chi tiết sẽ chia sẻ sau. Nhưng nếu anh chị có bạn của bạn của bạn của bạn của bạn mà có doanh nghiệp ở Mỹ mà gắn cái TV thì ít nhiều mình có tiền trong cái này. Cái phần đó thì có lẽ là nhờ anh Khánh sau này sẽ đào tạo bằng tiếng Việt, chia sẻ bằng tiếng Việt chi tiết hơn. So thank you. Go ahead, Michael.
All right, and I apologize for the soft volume of those videos. I've got a different computer than I normally use because the other one's in service right now. And the videos are at the normal volume when I'm playing them, but for some reason when I'm playing them from Zoom, the Zoom lowers the volume dramatically. So I need to re-embed them at a higher volume, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So we'll get that covered. But the most important question, Simon, that not only I'm sure is on the minds of the folks on this call, but it was our first question that we asked to Loop was how are their ability to get these Loop players being affected by the worldwide shortage in semiconductor chips. And they told us that there are no shortage of chips in their device, unlike the helium hotspots where there were 2 or 3 particular chips that were very difficult to get and made it difficult because of the supply chain problem to get. There's zero supply chain problems with these Loop players, and they can keep up with whatever demand we're able to provide. Currently, right now, they got 35,000 units sitting in their warehouse, but they could gear up to 100,000, 200,000 per month, no problem. That was the biggest green light for us to continue in the process. The last thing we wanted to do was get everybody all excited about something that we can't get our hands on. And so the other question is this is still the same genealogy that we've got with iHub. So there's no change in the genealogy. The only change is that we activate in their back office the ability to be able to participate in this program, because as we've been launching it in our beta program, we've only allowed a small number of handpicked people to participate in the program as we develop it. That beta period, by the way, is going to be over tomorrow night, East Coast time, midnight. And so everybody on this call, if they're interested, can through Simon, make sure that I have your information so that I can activate you prior to midnight tomorrow night, so that you can participate in this and find people in the U.S., find businesses in the U.S., but you won't be able to normally do it. It'll have to go through me in order to do that. So it's a nice thing in this situation, having somebody involved on the corporate side of things to be able to help working with you on that. Okay, so the company's plans for international expansion, well, it's Loop is the controlling measure on that initially. Loop has got close to 500,000 titles licensed for businesses only in the United States currently right now. But they shared with us last night on a call that we had that they are already accelerating their process for licensing the content internationally as a result of us having such a powerful affiliate network in place. Now they've started doing it already for Canada and Europe, and they'll be doing it elsewhere, and also reaching out for other content providers that may exist in other countries that we can do this with. That's something that OpenView Media will be doing as well. So our goal is to accelerate this around the world as quickly as possible. Again, the amount of money that can be earned is so massive right now that we're really encouraging anybody with a sphere of influence in the U.S. to be able to participate on that. So let's see. I think I've covered a lot of these other things that you originally had me ask, Simon, on this. So if you've got any other questions, let's go ahead and do it from yourself or anybody else on the call.
Just summarize, the people outside US still can refer a friend of friend of friend until they have the business owner with the TV on the place. They be able to
So
earn.
so let me be real clear about that.
Yes.
We've got this beta phase that ends tomorrow night at midnight. And we can sign up an unlimited number of people between now and midnight. After midnight, technically, nobody in iHub can enroll anybody else until we do our pre-launch the first week of August. That gives us 30 days to take everything we've learned in the beta program and build our certification training on that. However, we'll be able to still be able to fine tune people. So anybody that's already registered by tomorrow night, if they've got people in the states that they want me to do, I can activate them for them. But we want to make sure that if you're interested, you get registered right now. There's no cost for doing this. You don't have to participate if you don't want to, but at least it gives you the option of being part of the beta group for the next 30 days before anybody else will be able to do it normally. So that's a powerful thing to do. And that's why we kind of jammed to do this call tonight, to give people at least 24 hours to be able to get the information to Simon and I to be able to activate you. Okay?
Yes. Yes. So anyone want to ask about compensation plan, anything related to this one? My understanding is as long as we have some friend of the friends who can have the TV, the screen installed in their store, public access, public place, and qualify for the program, we can earn the money somehow.
Yeah, so that's definitely the case to be able to take advantage of starting to earn tokens when they're only 10 cents a piece. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that the phase two that OpenView Media has, once they get a certain number of screens out there in the US, is they're going to start going into local advertising to be able to advertise not just on their screens, but they're also going to be doing it within the meta universe as well. And that once they start engaging in the virtual assets and advertising, it doesn't have to be restricted to loop players with the content. As those players are licensing content across the world, we'll be able to turn the screen part on, but they'll also be able to start selling advertising worldwide for any multiplayer games, digital assets where advertising takes place, to tokenize that, and people will be able to do that anywhere in the world, even before the content screens are available as well. So just so you understand that, that's probably going to happen fairly early in 2023. So this is all being greatly accelerated out there. The other thing to understand is that the team of experts that took Helium's token to the cryptocurrency exchange world is the same group of people that OpenView Media reached out to take the OpenView token to the major exchanges out there. And that team is more enthusiastic about the OVN token than even they were about HNT. Why? Because the Helium network has to build the network before the actual Internet of Things providers is able to start using the Helium network to be able to carry their IoT data to the internet. Even though during our proof of coverage, we earn HNT, but the long-term vision of what's going to happen with the Helium hotspots is going to happen after there's enough coverage for the IoT people to be able to get their tokens on the market. But in the advertising world right now, even by 2024, it's anticipated $600 million of advertising that's already existing that will move from the big, Facebooks and Googles of the world into this arena. And they see that as a massively faster growing token value that we're going to be seeing. So this is probably a faster growing project than even helium has as we're developing it. At iHub, we're not forgetting about the helium project. We're still very excited about that, and we're now able to start moving a lot faster around the world because we're getting a lot more units that we have to work with. But this project is so extraordinary; it really is worthy of putting serious time into it right now.
So before Jimmy asked the question, can you verify how the company Loop TV, for example, get the advertising revenue in order to pay for us totally $400 plus per screen per month? How they can get the money to pay for that?
Well, right now, Loop is already monetizing their business through the advertising, and they're a public company, and in their public disclosures, they're showing that between $1,000 and $1,500 a month is what they're earning per screen per month. So if you think about this, the advertisement plays about every 10 minutes on a screen. So that's eight advertisements per hour. At 8 hours a day, that's 40 advertisements a day per screen that's playing. Now the advertisers are able to adjust which advertising they want based on what business the screens are in. So if it's in a doctor's office, they've got a different demographic that they may be showing to. If it's in an area where there's children involved and there's children content playing, then the advertisements on those children's channels will be different than the advertisement on a sport channel or the advertisement on a news channel. And so they've got way more demographics. And the one thing you may have missed in the earlier video that we showed for open media, as these Loop players have the ability to sense the number of unique individuals that are in the vicinity within essentially Bluetooth range of a screen while the ad is playing. So the advertisers are actually getting real demographic response. And I don't know who the people are, that's anonymous, but they know that 10 people in a particular type of demographic business just watch their ad. And so this is very, very powerful for the advertising community. So you take 48 advertisements a day times 30 days, that's 1,440 advertisements a day over the course of a month. That's how this is generating enough to provide the tokenization and the payout of it. We're basically paying out $400 per screen per month, $200 to the business owner and another $200 into the iHub affiliate program, of which the person that set up the business gets half of that.
Wonderful. Just for some of you participate late, the advertisements on the screen every 10 minutes, they pop up about 10 seconds, maybe up to half the screen, but no sound and no.
Yeah, let me, if you like, Simon, I can play one of those. Let me go ahead and grab that so I can play it, and then people can get a sense. It showed it on one of those videos, but it went pretty quick. So hold on, let me just grab one of these here.
Look on advertising very smartly. They not stop totally whatever the show you're watching. They just have screen, no sound, and we still be able to watch the current whatever on the screen. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me go ahead and share this. So this is an advertisement that's showing on a channel that's called Drone TV. And let me just play this full screen. So Drone TV is a channel of, hours and hours and hours of different kinds of drone footage, and there's multiple channels of it. This is one particular channel of Drone TV. And so there's music playing besides seeing the drone footage. Now, not all businesses have the volume up on the screens. They may just have the screen showing, but no sound. But if they do have sound, you can see that the sound is not impacted by the ad. So let's take a watch. Now here comes the commercial. And it's the same sound that's been playing, and the content is still the same over here on the left side of the screen. And here's the commercial. You see the text that's for the commercial, and then it just continues with the content. So it's totally non-obtrusive. So that's how the commercials look.
So you can see that's the screen. They occupy just the half and not interfere with the sound, the commercial. So we have just about a couple more minutes before we close. So the key Zoom today is let you know, update you. There's a new project, a new product in the iHub Global, and that name is iHub Meta and Loop TV. And another thing is to let you know we are be able just about 24 hours, the next 24 hours, to activate your new account or maybe your current account in order to access, to see, to look, to check a lot of data inside of iHub Meta. So try to contact us, contact me, contact Nikolai, your upline, to make sure you be able to access into. From next, a couple of days later, we need to be trained. We need to learn to pass the training before to qualify, become the iHub Meta affiliate. Is that true, right, Michael?
Well, we'll be able to make everybody an affiliate, but come next Thursday, there's going to be a simple course that everybody will have to take to be able to talk to businesses. Just so because we have to be very professional in doing this. Loop TV is a publicly traded company, and they want to make sure that the messaging that we give is the proper messaging. Because they're right in the process right now of moving from the OTC stock market to the NASDAQ, and they want to make sure that that the people that are mentioning them are not saying anything that would be kind of crazy. There's been some folks not really understanding, saying things like, oh, OpenView Media purchased Loop TV, stuff that's crazy like that. So we just want to make sure everybody understands exactly what's happening. But we already have an amazing amount of content here. This is what Simon is showing.
So I'm very sure so many information new to us in the back office. So take a time to look over, and definitely if you are interested to continue to build the network, become the affiliate, become the business owner in US, we have many training and Zoom from now on. So anything before we close, Michael? Any last thing you remind us before we close?
Yeah, no, I think again, get the information to me, sign in for anybody that wants to participate, to have their meta menu that you're looking at. If I got your information, I could turn that on so you're able to have access to these same menu items that Simon's looking at right now. That's what we want to do between now and tomorrow night, is to allow as many of you to have access to this information. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until early August to be able to do it. So you'll have a month ahead, on top of everybody else to get started now.
So wonderful. Again, we have less than 29 hours to order to activate or get new people in before 1 month before we finish the beta phase and go to the next phase. So other than that, thank you so much for being together here today for learning and looking forward to work with you again with the exciting projects. Thank you so much, Michael Sir, for being here and continue to guide to train us. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Okay, bye bye now. Oh, you know what,
Bye bye.
Simon? Just real quick before you stop it. The most
Yes.
important thing, if you're just scroll down a little bit further.
Okay.
I just want to point out right there. No, a little bit up, a little bit higher, where it said guidelines. There it is. So it's very important that we cannot do any posting on the internet about this. No social media, no public links shared. You can talk to people individually and get them set up, but it's very important that nobody, especially making income claims or anything that would reflect poorly on Loop. So that's very important. But anyway, thank you so much, Simon. Everybody have a great rest of your evening and your weekend. And if you're here in the States, a happy 4th of July as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. Happy July 4th. Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye for now. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Yes.